What's up everyone, Lyndon here, and I firstly apologise for the audio quality because I'm at home in Birmingham now. Meaning that I don't have my headset on me, meaning that I don't have the really good mic. So anyway, here's a bit of background. This is going to be my first ever and long overdue Gran Turismo 7 video on sport mode. So I'm doing Daily Race A in the Sylvia. I'd already attempted to do this once. I'd gotten qualifying done, I'd gotten into the race, and my PlayStation 5 just decided, hey, let's crash. So I lost that race from a very strong 4th in qualifying, and now here we are now. Me just sat here, watching the timer tick down until matchmaking begins, thinking to myself, what is the meaning of life? Why were we born? Why are we conscious? Why do we continue to exist when life is just a march towards the inevitable? What is the meaning of life? What is the goal of existence? How are we still here? Why are we conscious? Why does the universe exist? Oh yeah, and I decide to go in. That's great. So before I actually get into qualifying, I just want to pause for a moment to appreciate this banger, Survived by Daiki Kashul. Now, as a long-time Gran Turismo player, I remember this from Gran Turismo 5 Prologue. So, while I drive forward, I just want to appreciate it for a second. Really brings a tear to the eye. Anyway, vibing and wanting to be a kid completely aside, here I go on my first lap. So this is my very first lap on the track after the crash. So I'm not exactly dialed in yet, and that hairpin that you just saw, that I need to figure out over the course of this qualifying session. I need to find out the best approach. This corner just gone was amazing. I love that corner. So that's all fine. I push the limits through here. You can really hear the tyres squeal and build up speed through there for this corner. Now this lap, as you can already see, was not going very well for me. I was on the grass left, right and centre, but I kept my foot in because I thought, I'm going to try that hairpin and see the best approach. And I kind of do it there, bit low speed at the apex, but we'll manage. But this is where it all really starts to unravel. So my favourite corner, watch this, and now go ahead and reach out and touch gravel. So that's given me a bad exit speed up to here, but that won't affect me because this next lap is going to be an absolute hood classic. So there we have it, just in the nick of time, about 30 seconds towards matchmaking beginning, I set a really good lap. From memory, that's within about 3.5 seconds of the best time that was posted for the sort of sport thing, so I'm happy about that. Now this gives me a little more time to practice that hairpin once more, and you see me practicing my approach. Stay in third gear, stay quite low, really to limited traction, then brake straight towards it before the point of asking. And boom, I get a really good apex speed and a really decent exit. Thought that was going to be better than it was, but I ended up losing time to myself. Anyway, here we start with the race. I'm in second place somehow on the grid, and I begin my little warm-up, even though it doesn't really mean anything, you know, it's only a few seconds. But anyway, I start that. I avoid crossing over the pit line because they give you 3 seconds for that. As you can see, Sutty up ahead has got, as well as the Spaniard. So I'm just practicing the first couple of corners, hoping I can get to the hairpin in time. And then Sutty decides to cut into me, which was really unkind of him. I didn't quite care for that move, but Sutty ended up being a really good person to race with, and it was actually someone else who ended up being the problem. And you're going to find out exactly who that was almost now. So here we go, race is about to begin. Just 1 second, and here we go. Now I do something really stupid here at the start, so you won't see it on the screen, but I went into my PlayStation, sort of the little pop-up thing you get from brief pressing the PS button, and I bring up my Spotify playlist because I want to play some tunes during the race, but I forget that I've got my volume really low on it. And I also forget that the race is about to start a lot sooner than I think, so that's why you won't see me accelerating until right now. And that's why I don't get an ideal start. Izon is pulling away a little bit there, the Spaniard, but I still have Sutty behind me, seem to have gotten equally as mid-start. I'm keeping touch with Izon here, the Spaniard, who runs wide, and I managed to go down the inside into turn 2 and get past into P1. And my heart's racing at this point. I've never led a GT Sport race. Well, sport mode race. I keep getting confused, man, Jesus. So I go down into here, nearly get taken out by Izon actually, and here's where you're going to start to realise this Spaniard is actually quite a problem. So Izon is quite a dirty driver, you'll see later on. They've already given me a bit of a bump up the backside, which I actually have I actually need to thank them for, because they got me down that straight alive. Now he's going to do something really stupid. He's going to punt me and dive down the inside. I decided to let him go, you know, no point in really battling someone that dirty. And here's what really gives me my impression of him. So here he is. Alright, we're racing normally into the final turn. And look at that! Right into me, doing everything he can to rub me off. And he's going to do it again. Cheeky sod. So Sutty manages to get ahead of me because Izon has pushed him onto the grass. And there he is. Izon goes wide again, horribly wide, and ends up behind me, so I have to deal with him again in close range. Now, I know his tricks, I know what he's up to, so I'll let him go. He's got a bit of a worse run, so I give him a little bit of his own medicine, which I probably shouldn't have done in hindsight, but anyway, you know, tit for tat, I get no penalty, he got no penalty, and I stay in second. I'm chasing down Sutty, the Brit here, but I'm a bit out of his toe range, because he's over a second ahead, and that is not within the toe whatsoever. However, Izon is right behind me, and he's ready to dive down the inside into this turn. I'll just let him do it, because he's lost the back end there, and I've gotten a significant gap up to him. See, 6 tenths, 7 tenths, 8 tenths, and gaining almost a tenth a tick here on him. So this gets to the point where he's a second behind, and at this point I'm safe from him for now. So I continue my chase of Sutty, which isn't going too well, because even though we both have clean air, he appears to be faster through the corners. He seems to have found something I don't, and respect to the guy, fair play. You know, he clearly knows what he's doing. And he's got the fastest lap as well, 107.728, so fair play to him. And I did really enjoy sort of a brief battle I had with him at the start, trying to go for first. But anyway, that aside, I kind of just run my own race for a little bit. I set a purple set to 1, which I'm happy about. I seem to be getting closer down here, and as he runs wide, but I don't really gain on him because exit speed is everything at this section of Maggiore, and he seems to have gotten a better exit than me. Fair enough, that's my worst corner, and it's showing right now. In the meanwhile, Izon is gaining on me, down to 7 tenths delta, which is a bit too uncomfortable for my liking. But I keep my head, I keep chasing after Sutty, trying to get within that precious second as I do here. So hopefully this will give me a bit of a toe on him. However, unfortunately we seem to be in a bit of a train because Izan has also got a toe on me, if you just look at the delta there. Now, I nearly set the fastest, but Izan goes faster, almost by 7/10, which probably explains why he's caught up to me. He manages not to go horribly wide this time. Congratulations! He's still chasing me, he's still within a comfortable range, and he seems to have gotten a decent enough run out of that corner. However, fortunately for me, he's slipping behind for now, and I'm getting a good run on Sutty. Another purple sector 1 for me, faster than Izan. I seem to have mastered this sector. Now, I go for a dive down the inside, but avoid him because I feel like if I keep going for the normal racing line, I'm going to go into him, and that costs me. Now, Izan is right behind me, and he's definitely going to go for another dive down the inside. Now, I see this coming. I stay wide, I watch him break down the inside, and I just kind of let him go, try and get the switch back a little bit there. Luckily he ghosts, otherwise that would have been a bit of an accident, but this seems to have really angered him. Now, I managed to clear him here and now. He's been dirty all race, keep in mind, and I didn't intend to kind of give him a bit of a tank slapper on that exit there. That's just racing, but you will have seen from the previous runs that that was intentional what he was doing. So I apologise to him for a couple of slightly dirty moves I may have made to him. But what's coming towards the end of this lap, in my opinion, is really inexcusable. So right now, I'm just trying to defend from him, trying to go as quick as I can. I know his and look at that, he's already pushing me wide. So that's dirty enough in itself. I decide, okay, I'm going to get down the inside on you. A little bit of a tap there. Again, apologies, but couldn't really avoid. And he smacks into me again, trying to battle for the racing line, and I've really angered him here. So he gets another run down here. He bumps me because he can't seem to draw alongside and instead prefers to stay behind. And this is where it really shows his true colours. He's punted me off into the gravel. Now it's lucky I've got about 6.5 seconds on the Croat that's behind me, otherwise I would have been screwed. But, and I didn't see this at the time, he's gotten a 3-second penalty for what he did to me. So I've just got to stay with him 3 seconds, but he's slipping away because obviously I didn't get a very good exit because I was in the gravel. But karma, it comes to everyone. He's gotten a 3-second penalty and I finished second. A very solid second for my first race back in the game. So I'm very happy about that, and I'm especially happy that he got karma. Now, that was a very good first race. I enjoyed that a lot, and Sutty gave me a very good battle and sort of allowed me to see what it was like racing with other cars on this track. It was very fun. But there is one thing that I do have to say, and this is targeted towards Izan. Izan, si estás escuchando, ¿qué carajo estaba ese hombre? Pienso que estás furioso porque fui más rápido. So anyway, that brings my video to an end. Thank you all very much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. So yeah.